Chapter 3. The world narrowed to the glowing screen of Beatrice's phone. My professionally worded, soul-crushingly discreet ad for a contract partner was reflected in her predatory eyes. The orchestra behind us swelled, a triumphant mocking score for the complete implosion of my life. My blood ran cold, turning to slush in my veins. This was it. Checkmate. My career, my reputation, my family's fragile peace, all about to be shattered by a single, perfectly aimed piece of gossip. I was paralyzed, a statue carved from ice. My mind, usually a fortress of contingency plans, was a blank white void. Then Lena laughed. It wasn't a small, nervous titter. It was a full, throaty peal of amusement that turned heads. She slid her arms securely around my waist, pulling me against her warm, solid body. The gesture was pure steel wrapped in silk. "Oh, Beatrice, you're an absolute riot. You found our inside joke." Beatrice's smug smile faltered. "Joke?" "Of course," Lena continued, gesturing vaguely at the phone. "When Chloe and I first started dating, her family was, well, let's say, cautiously optimistic. So for our 1-month anniversary, I found that ridiculous website and made this fake ad as a gag gift. You know, in case you want to trade up for a more stable model." She winked, a conspiratorial glint in her eye. "I can't believe you actually found it. You must have the best private investigator in the city." She made it sound so absurd, so utterly preposterous, that for a split second even I believed her. She had taken Beatrice's grenade, dismantled it mid-air, and handed it back as a harmless party favor. Beatrice stared, her mind clearly struggling to process this alternative reality. She had come expecting a kill shot, not a punchline. She mumbled something about a misunderstanding and melted back into the crowd, defeated. The car ride back to my apartment was silent, the tension a living thing in the small space between us. The glittering city lights blurred past the window, each one a potential witness to my near catastrophic failure. I was still trembling, the adrenaline from the confrontation leaving a bitter, metallic taste in my mouth. "You didn't have to do that," I finally whispered into the darkness of the car, the words feeling inadequate. "Yes, I did," Lena said, her voice soft but firm. She wasn't looking at me, but at the slick, rain-streaked streets ahead. "The contract says I'm your partner. That was me fulfilling my contractual obligation." "That wasn't in the contract," I countered, shaking my head. "That was something else. You saved me." She finally turned to me, her expression unreadable in the intermittent glow of the streetlights. "It didn't feel like I was saving a client, Chloe. It felt like I was protecting someone I care about." Her words hung in the air, dismantling my defenses more effectively than Beatrice ever could. All the clauses, the rules, the carefully constructed lies, they all felt like tissue paper in the face of that one simple, terrifying admission. "The lines are getting blurry, aren't they?" I said, more to myself than to her. "They blurred for me the moment I saw the look on your face tonight," she confessed. "The moment I realized I'd do anything to make that fear go away." She had parked in front of my building, but neither of us made a move to get out. The engine was off, the silence broken, only by our breathing. I looked at her, at the stray curl that had once again escaped, at the fierce loyalty in her dark eyes, at the woman who had improvised a masterpiece to keep my world from falling apart. The contract was a lie, but the way I was feeling right now was the most honest thing I had experienced in years. I didn't plan it. There was no clause for it. I simply leaned across the center console, my hand coming up to cup her jaw. Her skin was warm, her breath hitched, and then my lips met hers. It wasn't a performance, it was a confession, a surrender, a silent, desperate admission that this fake relationship had just become dangerously, irrevocably real.